Hello everybody and welcome to another Christmas themed watercolor tutorial. Today we're painting another Christmas card that you can either give to a friend or a family member, or you can just paint it as a fun Christmas craft. The first thing that you want to do is just grab something round. I realize that I'm using a chip bowl, but that's the only round thing I had around, so obviously, if you want an easier time tracing a circle, just grab the lid of a container or a glass jar or something like that. But you're going to want to trace two circles. I chose to trace one in the bottom left corner and another one sort of in the center on the right. But you can choose whatever configuration that you would like. But you can definitely apply some Scotch tape on the borders, just so that you have a nice clean and crisp and straight edge, especially if your ornaments are overlapping the border, kind of like mine are. I think it just adds a really nice element to the ornaments if a part of them is sort of off the page, so you can definitely do that as well. So once you've traced your circles, you saw me earlier erasing the circles. Obviously you don't want to erase the whole thing, but you just want to erase those harsh lines so that you can only barely see the outline of the circle, because we don't want that pencil showing through the watercolor. So once you've done that, you can begin filling in your ornaments. Now, this part you can quite honestly just paint whatever you would like in terms of your ornaments, so you can make them one solid color, you can use a couple of colors and create a galaxy effect, but I'm just going for a classic line and dot pattern, making sure to leave white space in between each line or wave or dot pattern. And I'm just using red and green shades here, but you can use whatever colors you'd like if you also want to replicate the line and dot pattern. I wasn't following any sort of guide or pattern here. I just kind of kept painting lines and dots and alternating colors in a way that I thought looked okay. But you can definitely look up some patterns on the internet if you want something to go off of, or you can follow what I did. Don't forget to paint the other ornament in the same style, and then you can go ahead and grab some white acrylic paint for some white highlights if you wish. This is completely optional, but I always like adding some extra details that make your watercolor painting very unique and different and makes it pop, rather than it being another generic painting. So you can definitely do that, or you can skip this part if you don't have acrylic paint. This also does work with white watercolor paint, but it does have to be from the tube rather than watercolor paint that is dry and then you add water to it, because when it comes from the tube it's much more opaque and a lot less watered down, so you can still achieve that opacity, not the same but similar to acrylic paint. Once your two ornaments have dried, we can add the final details, so the little metal fixtures that go at the top of each ornament. So you can just, I took some brown mixed with yellow to create sort of a golden color and just painted on the little curved rectangles at the top of each ornament, making sure to also add a half circle as the little hook that's going to attach the ornament to a piece of string that theoretically hangs. So once those parts are completely dry, you can take a straight edge, so either a ruler, or in my case I used just another watercolor piece of paper, and used a very fine tip black marker to connect the hook or the ornament to the top of the page with a theoretical string. Once you've done that, you can end there, or you can go one step further and add a holiday greeting. I just wrote Happy Holidays, and as always, I made sure to kind of trace it out with pencil first, just to make sure that all my letters are in the right configuration, and so that I like the placement of them as well. Thank you so much for watching this week's tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, check out my other Christmas tutorials, and I will see you in next week's video.